Hey ladies, how do you make an egg roll? You push it. Did you get that one, Lou? It was a hey Lou joke. You push it. We're like letting them chickens out, Missy.
We are. We had other priorities this morning.
I don't have the rubber boots on, Lou. Rubber boots on. Stop biting me. I don't have the rubber boots on. You ready to go check stuff? Go find a groundhog. Go on. There you go. Porch and Lou. Rock and roll, girls. Got almost all my girls. Look at Graham Cracker pushing that stroller
Up a hill.
up a hill. Even Mills is enjoying the ride this morning.
She's loving it.
Let me take over.
Now I'm almost there.
So the question is do we think she's just laying an egg, or is she broody? She wasn't setting yesterday, so maybe she's got an egg in there and she's not ready to move yet. Guess we'll find out later. I thought I had my bell water sealed up good, but you can see it's dripping. It hasn't done that. It hasn't dripped from there before. So maybe one of the chickens laid on it, or must be leaking way up there. So finally found its way out. Gonna have to do better with that. Otherwise it's working. But now we got a leak. It's been a nice cool first summer for you girls. I don't know if we've had one 90-degree day up here in Mountain Dale. We got all this fall migration happening. Nice and cool today. Little humidity in the air, but it's nice and cool. Tolerable. Or tolerable, as they say. Well, looks like the raccoons have been out here. They didn't eat those eggs that we forgot last evening, but that's fresh from yesterday. So the raccoons giving us trouble. The foxes was giving us trouble. I think we've got them under control now. And if the raccoons start getting after our egg layers, then we're gonna have to have a discussion with them. Got groundhogs everywhere. I think we got pest problems.
We do. We need to figure that out. Live trap.
See what the piggies are up to, girls. See what the piggies are up to. Security device for the pigs so they don't knock the door open. Which I can't even get to open.
Loose.
Lucy. So they can clean up what they've got. They want some of that green now. See, I need to get them outside.
We need to get them outside. We need to train them to electric and get them outside.
So you think it smells better in the pig building now that we got that hay down?
Absolutely.
Well, now you can see the benefit of that carbonaceous diaper, making sure you got carbon for absorbing those. Look at that cowbird in there. I know they're a nest parasite and they nest in other birds' nests, but benefit is they get in there and clean up after those cows. And since we don't have the chickens in there, if we had a flock of cowbirds and blackbirds, they'd be cleaning up some of those bugs and cutting down on the flies. Look at it, just right in there with summer. But yeah, see, we were behind on that carbonaceous diaper in there with those pigs. So it got stinky in there. We put the hay in there. It smells a lot better. They're a lot happier. Of course, They want this green grass. You just saw that. If we had them trained on fence, we'd get them outside. And see, I don't have a comparison for you, but and it's probably hard to see across the camera with the height of the grass, but they've been in here about 12 hours longer than I want them to be. And we're going to move them here in a little bit, but they're starting to eat some of the tall stuff that I wanted to leave behind. You can see those short areas like that. And can you see how they're doing that?
Yeah.
That's what we want to leave some of that tall stuff to have stockpile and aid in the regrowth. But you can see how they're needing to eat more, so they're going to eat that down lower. But we're going to try to move them here in a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. I think there's right at a month to the Buckwheat Festival, so we're down to the nitty gritty on the steer, putting the final touches on him. So Missy hasn't taken me birding in a while.
Craig hasn't taken Missy birding.
No, I don't think that's true. But just down the road, there's more reports of Baird sandpiper, white rump sandpiper, stilt sandpiper, I think.
Oh.
Just down the road. Lots of stuff moving through. We're missing this late summer, fall shorebird migration. So, and we don't get much of that here in the mountains. So I guess you're going to have to take me to a marsh somewhere.
Let's go. I'm ready.
How beautiful is it though? I love this time of year. Just all the wildflowers blooming.
It's not too hot, it's not too cold.
That's going to be our next phase. We're going to be naturalists. We're already bird watchers, but we're going to get up on our flower identification, and then when we're taking our hikes, we can look at flowers and birds and trees. And hey, it might not be for everybody, but that's what we like. Well, I've convinced her that she likes it. That's really what matters. Got all those finches. Goldfinches, house sparrows, which are technically a finch. All kind of stuff going on. Chickadees calling in the trees. Probably nuthatches. Goldenrod, Queen Anne's lace. That's always a nice. That's not so nice when you do that. It's always a nice surprise when you remember that Missy, Grandma, mixed the feed last night. So we don't even have to mix the feed, Miller. We don't even have to mix the feed, Miller. What do you think, hey? You took a short nap and you're ready for a long nap. You trying to reach it? Reach it, hey. Oh, Miller, you're happy in this ride today. You don't normally like to ride. But Grandma mixed the feed, so that's just a little bit of time we don't have to spend. Wonder if the upwater was on.
No.
Go ahead. Oh, we spoke too soon. We're going to move here in a minute. Grandma's mixing feed. She likes to mix feed. She likes it. Pep likes it too. It's like a science experiment. Grandma's mixing feed. I feel like you don't put that much attention into my food.
Funny.
Are you just giving them half scoops or what?
Well, half's down on the bottom.
Oh.
And the other half's up here.
Guess I shouldn't be questioning you then. It's already in there, bud. You can go eat. It's already in there. This is for later. She's remixing feed for later. You can go eat, buddy. She's real scientific about it. She mixes it up. I don't do such a good job mixing it up. I figure when I pour it out, it gets mixed. I layer it so it comes out in layers and it's kind of mixed like that. Now he's going after it. Hey girls, why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent. Oh, Mills, you're not silent. No, you make a lot of noise when you go to the bathroom. You, hey, you're quiet now. You're quiet now. Let's get down on Hey-Hey's level. You look mean. You look mean. You need a nap.
You gonna smile?
You need a nap.
Oh,
You didn't take a good nap. There's Porchy. Come here. Porcher. Porch puppy. He still has a so porch puppy. Lucy's out there chasing groundhogs somewhere. You ready to move?
Right up.
Let's go see if we can wrap up this fence. So this morning my devotional focused on Job 13:12 primarily. Your maxims are proverbs of ashes. Your defenses are defenses of clay. Your maxims are proverbs of ashes. Your defenses are defenses of clay. So what that was referring to is having wisdom and humility and giving advice to other people. Your maxims are proverbs of ashes, means they're basically worthless. Your defenses are defenses of clay, easily shattered. So that was the whole devotional this morning was around. Well, Job's friends were giving him terrible advice, and earlier on in that chapter, he says, "I've heard all you have to say, and I know everything that you've told me. I know all of that, and I hear it, but I'd rather speak to God." I think that starts in about Job 13:3. I'll take my complaint to God. I'll speak to God directly and see what He has to say. And for us, what it goes, you think about, sometimes we give advice, we're highly critical. We give advice and we think that someone should follow it to the T. We don't follow with much humility or much humbleness, because especially as Christians, well, I know the scripture, so if I give this to you, you should take it. But who am I? I should be directing the people, here's my advice, here's my experience, but I should be directing the people to go pray to God and read the scriptures for themselves so that they can get a better answer than even what I can give them. What are your thoughts, Missy?
I had to make sure my mic was on. That's an interesting take. I didn't know that there was scripture like that in the Bible that spoke to advice, and oftentimes we see how to give advice, but we don't see how to take advice. And then, speaking of the humbleness, I think we could do with a lot more humbleness in this world, because everybody's out for themselves.
I think that study and everything I've been reading and the Be on Purpose messages that we've been going through kind of speak to this idea of the world has us convinced that we have to be bigger and better and the best, and my word is the best word. And it's just interesting that it landed this morning, landed that scripture there to say, hey, we need to be handing out our advice, you know, with more concern to where the word comes from. Not just Craig's advice, not just Missy's advice, but who delivers the advice, and where are we sending people to? There goes Porch. I'm going to advise her.
She is a problem. She doesn't go all the way up there yet.
She's afraid. Lucy used to. They got those big guard dogs as their pets. Porch goes about that close. She won't go any closer, and she also won't listen when you tell her to come back, so we have to have a discussion.
In my mind, if whenever you're delivering advice, you don't have a humble attitude, it comes off as being critical or critiquing somebody. And then they get defensive and they don't take the advice.
Yeah, that's what I think. People think you're bigoted or a know-it-all, and that's why we have trouble speaking to our children. I mean, I don't think you and I, and I hope that you and I know that I can be heavy-handed, I guess, with my advice, but I try to be real cognizant of that so that I can let them be their own people when I'm handing out advice. So I think that we're trying to do a different thing here, where it's not my way or the highway. It's here's my advice. Here's my advice, and you do what you want with it. Here's my advice, and you put it into action. And maybe there's a better way. Why? Look at all the failure we've had in our lives. Why should we think ours is the only way?
100%.
And then we can share our experience. Hey, when I encountered this situation, when I encountered this problem, the world came crashing down. But that doesn't mean that they're going to have the same experience. But we can share that. We can advise. But how many parents do you often just kind of run their kids off because the advice that they're handing out is
rule.
Non-negotiable. Yeah, it's rule. It's rule. It's non-negotiable. There's no conversation about it. There's no allowing. I mean, there's a difference from structuring a baby and structuring a teenager or an adult child. And how many people are ruining relationships because they put their foot in the ground and think, I'm gonna continue to rule my child like a baby, even when they're 16, 17, 20, 25. Trust me, I have no desire. Y'all growed up, you can go about and doing your own thing. I mean, I love you, but you make your own decisions. I mean, I'm here to advise, and I'm here to love, and obviously here to support. But I want to be able to give out measured advice, don't you?
Yes. To me, it's far more important to make sure our children know that we're giving advice in love and concern, and not out of continuing to want to rule them like we have when they were 5, 6, 7.
Well, I think let's just look at it. I mean, I think our biggest concern is how they raise their children. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
So our biggest concern is, how do our children raise their children, our grandchildren? And that's going to be the measurement of success for us in the world, don't you think?
Absolutely.
It's not going to be what kind of mansion we have or how much money we have in the bank.
That's all we leave behind.
How do our children raise their children? So I'm pretty passionate about that, but they don't need to discipline in the same way that I do. And it's going to be interesting to watch them develop that discipline, because even you and I have changed our thought process on discipline over the years. I mean, you were never one, regardless of what your daughters say, you were never one to give spankings.
That's right.
But I would say even less now. I mean, I'm not in any kind of mood at all do that. And that's for the parents to decide. And I'm not sure I would want their parents to behave like that. You know, I mean, we read books when our kids were younger, and when they begin to understand, when they begin to have cognitive ability, you get down on their level and speak to them like humans. And of course she's gonna head into danger, and you're gonna divert her away from danger by whatever means necessary. But also, if you train her right, you can go to the restaurant and you don't have the problem child. You're not in the middle of the grocery store with a fit throwing child, because you've taught them ahead of time that that's an unacceptable behavior, and not because you've beat it into them, but because you've treated them like a person, raised them up, and they know what the standard is from day one. It starts now. If you spoil them now, and trust me, they're spoiled. They're plenty spoiled. But if we spoil them now, we spoil them to the point where, especially at this point where Heidi's just starting to walk and she's starting to get some things, if we really turn the spoil button on her now, man, she's going to be a problem. Well, I can do this and I can do that. And not speaking of me directly, but their parents, because we will be spoiling them. They will have free reign here. And when they go home, they can say, Pappy said, and that'll be fine. But I want their parents to raise them up. I mean, I'm joking a little bit, but that's what we're passionate about, is raising up children, raising up our kids to raise up better kids. It should be getting better with each generation. It shouldn't be going in decline. That's what we've seen in the world. The world's all crazy about, oh, look at the situation we're in. Well, we've just continued in decline for years and years.
The best puppy in the world. These grandbabies are surely lucky to have him. Pap, what are you doing?
We are taking up a fence so we can build another fence around the next pen. We can move the cows to fresh grass.
He's gonna get his workout. He has Millie attached to him. Best baby ever. We got 3 of the best babies ever. Struck the grandparent jackpot, that's for sure. I go, Pappy.
It's a layer of difficulty. Much more sweat.
Was it a Millie layer? Was it a Millie layer?
It was a million layer.
I go get Hey. She's sad.
Not happy about this situation. Are you being a good girl, getting some grass? Hey. Getting some grass. They look so cute.
I was trying to find it up.
Having to be building some muscle and losing some weight carrying you around. So the audio is going to be a little different on this clip because my phone died. Got Missy's phone. But time for the big move. Take him out of this. And you're usually better off not trying to run them back across either grass they've been on or especially fresh grass. You can't push them across fresh grass. But hopefully they'll see the gate open down there. So here we go. We'll take this spool off, open up the spool. I'm gonna call for the cows first. Come on, cows. Oh, cows. It's a cow. Woo, cow. Come on, cow. Let's go. Come on, cow. Woo, cow. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Woo, cow. Come on. Come on, cow. Woo, cow. Come on, cow. Woo, cow. Come on, cow. Woo, cow. Come on, cow. Come on, cow. Woo, cow. Come on. Come on, cow. Come on, cow. Show them the way, Summer. Come on, cow. Come on, cow. Come on, cow. Wasn't a big enough opening for him. Come on, cow. Come on, cow. Let's go, cow. Come on, cow. Show them the way, Summer. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Let's go, cover girl. Let's go, cover girl. Get with your mom. Get with your mom. Come on, cover girl. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Whoa, cow. Woo, cow. Come on. Let's go, cow. Come on, cow. Whoa, cow. Woo, cow. Whoa, cow. There you go. Summer, show them the way, girl. Show them the way. Come on, Maybelline. There you go.